I know the kid said that he admitted to stabbing him, and unless the kid came at him with lethal force, there's no reason to plunge a dagger into his heart like that.
100%.
There's no reason.
100%. But have you seen the body cam footage, or have you seen any security footage to reduce violence in black communities?
Thank you. I stand with you, sir, on that.
regular basis. But today, I'm here on behalf of the father, Jeff Metcalf.
Okay.
And what he's asking you is to not use his son's image or likeness in what you're doing. You can do what you do, but that's not what he wants his son tied to.
Okay.
Out of respect for that family.
Now I would ask Jeff Metcalf if he would be bold enough to act like a father of a deceased young man that was murdered instead of being somebody suppressed, worried that he's going to spark the next race riots or some type of thing. He needs to stand for righteousness, not for the consequences of righteous actions always need to be taken seriously. He needs to be righteous before he is fearful. He is acting out of fear, not out of righteousness. He should have been on the top of the bus today. He should have been standing shoulder to shoulder with me.
Are you a father?
No, I am not.
You're not I'm a father. Hold on.
Amen.
I'm a father. As a father, there is this thing called grief. So let me tell you what's going on in his house. He's getting swatted. His only other son.
Who is swatting him? Which community?
No, we don't know the community, but it's happening. That's on the police to find. Secondly, he has a son who's a twin, who his son died in his arms. So that means he needs to navigate that. Then his son, who's his only son, is getting death threats. So as a father, his hands is full. So the last thing he wants to be tied to is having this complex of race. So yes, violence is bad. Young black men are getting killed every day by young black men across this country.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community, and my community is being victimized by the community of violent black, absolute degenerates.
But here's the problem.
They're degenerates.
When you stand up in the name of God, there's one body.
Amen.
And if you're not a part of that body,
I can read statistics. So I'm also a pragmatic human being.
So
I understand when there's a problem, it needs to be addressed head on. If you tiptoe around a problem, that's how you get to the end result.
So your
of
biggest
this.
concern is the loss of white life by black people?
No, that's not my
concern?
I have concern.
The concern is a repeating pattern. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. And we just can't ignore it any longer. If it stops, we're good.
So
let me answer that question.
Do you believe more white people are killed by white people or by black people?
Listen, by strangers, it's 2 to 1. Every single race in domestic issues, because we live amongst each other and uncles kill uncles or drunk at barbecues and stuff like that, it's always the same amount.
So your
listen,
response
let me respond, please. Please let me respond.
Your response that Mr. Metcalf needs to get on your bus and tell people
if I was him, I would do it.
But he's not you. So what I'm saying
is, I'm telling you, I'm somebody that stands for what I believe in, and I don't cower when it's time to stand.
If your desire,
it's because of fear.
My desire is that another Austin Metcalf does not happen next week. Like, guys, if I was his father, I would stand righteously to say, yes, but I'm a man.
We all have common sense, and we know. Hold on, we know.
I'm speaking for white men.
I'm not going to say
for white people in this country.
Are you a father?
Hold on one second.
Are you a father?
Hold on one second.
Are you a father?
I'm not, but listen. I'm not done talking yet. Hold on.
Who are not dealing with grief. You've talked for an hour. So if you want to address, I can give you after I give this message. The bottom line is this. You have a father that's out of respect asking you not to put his son's face in a place. How do you say you're going to represent people when you can't respect the will of the people?
No, let me respond, guys. There's too much peanut gallery.
That's not what his father said. His father did not say that.
Can we please let me respond?
His father's not. No, listen.
Hey,
his father because of fear.
I'm having a conversation between you and I. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Austin Metcalf is no longer Austin Metcalf. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of young white people being predatorized and victimized every single day, living in fear. He is living in fear. Our people in this country are living in fear. Austin Metcalf is no longer just his son.
Jeff, hold on, Jeff. Do me one favor, because there seems to be an issue that you're okay with Austin's name being plastered with this particular movement. Now, I've already addressed that. So now I want you to say one more time
protest, not
that
the movement.
You agree with your son's name and face being attached to this movement?
Hey, Jeff Metcalf, this is Jake Lang here. I wanted to talk to you and not be led into a question. This is in the legal argument. This is called leading.
Do you agree with your
Jeff,
son?
can I have a conversation with you,
No,
or do you
because
want a
you could
leading
have called him
argument?
before that. You could have called him out
I've
of
been
respect.
reaching out. I'm one of the biggest figures in
So,
America.
Jeff,
Nobody's ever
I've given your
texted me
message.
from-
I've given you your message,
I
and here's
texted
the
all
response.
family members, everybody I could
I've
find.
given you your message, and here's the response.
You've not given my
This
message.
guy
You've
said
given your
no.
message.
What he said
What's
was
your
this.
issue with the event?
What he said was this. He said that you, as a father, should be on the bus with him, delivering the message that he's delivering. Unfortunately, he's not a father, and the gentleman with is not a father. Maybe they don't understand what loss is. But at the end of the day, I've given your message.
You understand what loss
and,
is.
and they thought that it wasn't your message.
Let me have 1 minute of my message
Call
to Jeff
him.
Metcalf.
Call him.
Okay, what's
Okay,
his
this is
number?
bullshit,
He's on the phone right now.
So Jeff,
This is a
do you,
bullshit.
huh?
This is not a good faith discussion.
Okay, hold on. Here's Jeff. Hold on. So Jeff, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you've chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today.
Are you done?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
You are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Hold on, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
You're not gonna make
If
this
we were
back
all,
down.
if we were all
You're not gonna
of
make
your
this back
nature,
down.
Guys, listen.
You're
Let me
not
say
gonna
this.
shame
what a
us.
weak
You're not
man.
Do you know who you're talking to? You don't, do you?
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not.
Okay.
You sit here. You talk about Trump.
But I am. You're not
Google
gonna
my
make me
name
back
and
down.
Trump. No. When you do
Black
that, my
males
name is
winning.
Bruce
I agree with black
Google,
males winning,
Google that.
but they're not winning right
what
now.
You're doing,
They're becoming
But
degenerates.
what you're doing
and murdering white people.
You're not helping America. You're no more patriotic than I am. No way.
Silent is
Where
not
were you
helping.
on January
You've been
6th?
silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you on January 6th?
You've been
when it was about
silent. It's
patriots?
only gotten
Where
Where
worse.
were you? Did you stand for your
So
country
you
when they
think that
stole
made
our
you
vote?
patriot because you showed up there? Does that make you a patriot?
Joe
What's
Biden
your
is,
solution?
Joe Biden is a
All you're doing is
pedophile.
condemning us. What's your
My
solution?
solution is to help people where they're weak. So we have an issue in young black males' lives across the country.
It's not
It doesn't
Say that
matter.
to Jeff
Nothing's
Metcalf.
changed. It's
Say
getting
that to
worse.
Jeff Metcalf.
We talk about it, man.
Say it.
At the end of the day,
So then
man
what
is
is his-
asking. So let me ask you this: you got a father who's grieving, and your response is he's weak.
My father is celebrating my strength right now.
You have no idea. You'll never win the Senate. And what I'll do, I'll come to Florida and run for Senate and run as a Republican, and I'll kick your butt.
No,
You
you
need 2
lose,
years.
bro.
You need 2 years of
Guaranteed.
residency
You
in Florida.
Because this
first of all.
behavior is why
First
we're
of
in the
all.
situation where we are.
No.
We get these. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, at the end of the day, he's asked you what to do and what not to do.
Listen,
you have a right to
he's
do it
no
or not.
longer
do it.
You can
Austin
say
Metcalf.
nothing about
I love
Austin
Austin.
Metcalf, but we're gonna
You
continue.
don't know Austin.
I love somebody.
You
enough
love
to
the
be
thought of
strong with-
using Austin
No.
for T-shirts, for propaganda, and to get out here and talk about
You
who
want to
you
shut
are.
down a
I'm
white
not
man
raising
right now.
money.
That's what
I'm
you're trying to
shutting you
do.
down, ain't
I'm
you?
No,
not
you're not
raising
shutting
money.
me
I'm not
down.
raising money like
Because
Karmelo
I've got
Anthony.
family.
I'm not
I'm not
raising
letting
money
them
like
put down
Karmelo
anymore.
Anthony.
No, bro, you
finances
stop.
at
You
a
came here
mile.
to try to shut him down.
No, I
That's
came
what
in to
this
give him a
is.
message from a father.
And listen,
but I realize
Nah,
that's
bro.
not his deal.
Let's be
message-
honest. You're a black man trying to shut him down because
I'm
what
an
he's saying.
American. first.
No, man, you don't
I'm
really
an
think
American.
that.
No,
I am. You're
I'm
not.
an American.
I am.
That's
You're
why I
not.
am.
That's why I'm here. You
No,
want
is
to
that it?
silence him.
No,
You want to
I'm an
shame
American
him.
that
I've seen it
says
happen
this
over and
foolishness
over.
here
It's not
doesn't work.
foolishness.
That's what
You've
it
done
is.
nothing. You have not worked on
haven't.
anything. Has not changed nothing. We're here to try something different to stop this.
So what's
bro.
the difference?
The difference is we're actually coming out here with courage.
Saying what?
And you just want to
Saying
silence
what?
people.
No.
Saying that white people cannot be put down
Look,
anymore.
I
White people
listened to
cannot
you.
be silenced
I
anymore
listened to you
like
for
this.
2 hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't substantive.
And you were raging. It
you
was.
had more people
You
paying
were
attention
raging.
to the
What
foolishness.
substance is then? What substance
The
is?
substance is this. We have 2 kids, one dead, the 17,
Yeah.
another one who's in jail.
He's a murderer.
And you
He's
have-
not
how
in
often
jail.
it
He's
happens
at home
all the
eating
time.
Cheetos.
Who's been
He's
charged?
home eating Cheetos.
We tried your way. It happens again and again and again and again and
At the
again.
end of the
It
day-
doesn't stop.
At the other day is this. You probably bought that hat for me. Those flags, I probably sold you those flags.
You're not a
So-
Trumper,
so you
brother.
have no-
You're not a Trumper. I understand what being a Make America Great Again patriot means, and it means addressing.
What does it mean?
It means addressing
What does
issues
it mean?
without being a pussyfoot around it. Don't tap dance around the issues. Address it. Black people are killing white people in this country, and it needs to stop.
Yeah.
We are being predatorized in our own country.
True.
We are being predatorized in our own country, and it's a weakness from Jeff Metcalf and people like you that is continuing the culture. Condemn Karmelo Anthony, condemn. Why are you confronting me? What
I'm
if
not
call
confronting.
Jeff
I told
Metcalf
you
and
the
say
truth,
there's a
no.
young black man with a Karmelo Anthony jersey
just gonna
on,
show you something,
parading
son. I
his
just- no,
son's
listen.
death?
I
When
just
I'm
Googled-
standing
hold on.
strong
I
against
just
the
Googled
murderer.
my name in Trump. Since you say
I'm
I'm
standing
not,
strong
no,
against
listen.
the murderer.
I want
Who
you to
cares
learn.
about-
I know.
President Trump pardoned
I got
him.
you.
President
It
Trump
doesn't
pardoned
matter,
him.
guys.
Oh, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
No,
President Trump
no,
would
he
have left
probably
me
shouldn't have got
behind.
pardoned. He
Yeah,
probably
but you're
should
not
have gave you a
President
pardon.
Trump.
No, I'm a man.
You're a
That is not him.
nobody.
You're not Trump
Nobody
supporter then. If
goes
you're not
first.
Trump
So the
supporter,
problem
he did
is
not
this.
get due
No.
process and not getting him part
Here's
of
the
fair
problem
trial.
right here.
Dude, he's a waste.
You all follow a man off the cliff.
No.
I'm a man. I will call anybody
Donald
wrong.
Trump did not
It doesn't
make
matter.
that stand.
You won't call them wrong.
Who
Listen,
won't?
you just want to
When
silence
Trump is
him.
wrong, I'll call
I'm
Trump
being
wrong.
a racial strugglist. I see right through you. Being a racial strugglist.
Hey, look.
Too much
let me ask
peanut
you a
gallery.
question. Yes, sir. What you
Too
got?
much peanut
Yes, sir.
gallery.
Was it wrong for me to tell that woman to be quiet?
It was wrong for her to spray you with that mace.
All right, so me standing up for what I believe
I'm good.
and getting sprayed for it is
And
wrong.
she's wrong, so hopefully you press charges and she's
So
prosecuted.
was Donald Trump wrong for pardoning me in the January 6th?
I don't know your role, but if you're wrong,
I had the most violent charges of all
You're
the
just
January
mad that we're
6th.
calling out
Yes.
black people for doing bad
So
things.
you don't
That's why
agree
you're
with being
wrong,
a
man.
1776
That's why you're
patriot and
mad.
fighting for your
Because
country?
calling out black
I agree
people
with
for
Would
what's
you
doing
believe
wrong.
the founding fathers are right to
the founding
go
fathers
against
were right
tyranny?
on some things and they were wrong on some
I'm
things.
talking about tyranny. Were they right against standing against tyranny?
No,
Are
but
we right against standing
your
against black
rationale is
violence? It
tyranny.
is tyranny. We are living in tyranny. It is the
So
same
if
tyranny.
your concerns about black
It is the
violence,
same
no,
tyranny.
If your concerns about black violence, why
And
are you not
racism
talking
against
what's going
white
on in
people.
Atlanta? Why are you not talking about what's going on in Philadelphia? Why are you not talking about what's going on in
Listen,
Memphis?
I'm talking about
Because we're
black
here
violence
today.
against
We're here
white
today. That's the
Americans.
reason why.
Look,
Yes, sir.
You want to
Yes,
talk
sir.
about cities. Detroit is one of the most unlivable cities in America.
Yep.
Up until the 1950s, Detroit was called the Paris of the West. Why is that? Why is that?
Hold up. Hold up.
Due to black crime.
Dude, I'm
Wait,
slow.
hold on one second. It is unlivable due to black crime, and every minute that you say that that's not an issue, you are running cover
No,
for
black
those black
crime
criminals.
is an issue, period.
Of course, and
Okay,
that's
but
what
I
we're saying.
represent my
Racism
community in
against
this
white
situation.
people.
So your community
So-
only white people? How can you be the
It's
senator?
not only white people. That's not what he's saying.
I have a community that I
saying
represent.
white people are being
I also
targeted.
represent other communities.
Bro, you're being
Republicans.
disingenuous.
I
Well,
represent
I'll say
other
this.
communities. But I have a core identity. I am a white American.
I'm an
So
American,
what?
period.
Okay.
I'm not a black
Well,
American.
guess
I'm
what?
American.
You've been trying to shut him
Maybe
down.
identify
You've been trying to
as
shut him
a
down.
black
Shut him
man.
down. Yes, you are. You're trying to shame him.
You are a
You're trying to
black
run him
man.
off. I
His
see
dad-
it.
his
You
dad
are black.
asked
No
him
matter,
what not to
no
do.
matter you
He
put a
gets to do
cowboy
You
what he
called
hat
him and
on
let him
and
to
say
get
you're
him to
a
say
Trump
that.
supporter,
Your
you are
dad
still a
even see
member
the
of your
event.
community.
Let me ask you
You're
something.
mad
You can't
because no,
change that.
hold on. You're mad because he's calling out black people for doing
No,
wrong. Yes,
I
you
don't
are.
care, son.
You care. That's why you're here right now. That's why
I
you
call
came
out
here.
black people
We're not
every
stupid.
day.
We
One
see what you're doing.
One question.
We see what you're doing.
Should
I
Karmelo
know you
Anthony?
have white family members like I do. But I'm tired of it.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, really?
Would Karmelo,
I'll be
should
here today if
Karmelo
that was the
Anthony
case.
You'd be
be
surprised.
behind bars right now, waiting trial? Should Karmelo Anthony be sitting behind
No,
bars
because we have a
waiting
bond
trial?
system in America.
We have a what?
We have a bond system in America.
Okay, so he was a afforded bond when I had to spend 1,467 days. I
not
put
get a
up
bond?
$2 million in property and cash. I do not have any injuries on my indictment. Why was I left?
$500,000 raised for Karmelo Anthony because he killed a white.
So I have two problems.
What's your issue?
I have two problems.
Yeah.
So
no, hold on.
if Karmelo Anthony was your neighbor,
hold on.
would you allow your children to go play with him right now? Carmelo's your neighbor. He's home on bond. Would you send your children over to go play Xbox with him right now?
I don't know the kid.
Exactly, because he doesn't
No,
isn't your
oh
neighbor.
wow, okay.
Hold on.
I know you were here today.
Why?
You're just mad that he's pulling out the problem of black people killing white people. Yes, that's exactly what I think.
You don't see
You're
that's
for
something
black
you came
males
here to
winning.
start
How
some
about for
shit.
black males murdering? Are you against that?
100%.
I think
Okay,
that. I
so
think
why
Austin
Karmelo
was
Anthony? Why
was
is he
a
being
black
given the
kid.
opportunity to kill the next person that says, "Hey, can you get maybe move over a couple inches to your left?"
My question is this:
So,
at
murder.
what point would you? I believe you're a constitutionalist.
Absolutist.
At what point do you respect the Constitution to say it's called due process? Let it walk through the courts. He's in Collin County.
He is a threat to the. He is a threat to the public.
To who?
He's a
For
threat
17
After
years,
you
now,
kill
wait,
someone, you
wait.
don't get out on bail. That should not have happened.
So
He's
you're
a threat-
saying
he's a
anytime
threat
you
to the
kill someone,
paper
you don't
boy.
get out on bail?
He's a threat to
he
the white
clearly
paper
murdered
boy
someone.
that's
Even
gonna
said he
chop up
stabbed
the
him. He should
paper
not get out on
tomorrow
bail.
morning.
He's a danger to the community.
Guys,
If I killed your son, would you want me on the streets right
You
now?
kind of agree
I
with me?
kind of agree
Okay.
with you on
Let
the
me
bond.
say this.
The issue is, hold on. I kind of agree with you on
So-
the bond. But
come
no,
on,
hold on.
Murderers
He don't
getting
want you to be a man.
Hold
He
on.
wants you to
That's
follow
not what
the
I'm
law.
saying. That's not
saying
what I'm
righteous.
saying.
No,
What
you
I'm
want to
silence him.
what I'm
He's telling
saying
the truth.
is that you're being silent about the issue of black crime. You're
Exactly.
saying, oh, what about
Yes, you
Detroit? What
are.
about St. Louis? Those cities
Being a
are
racial
unlivable.
tribalist.
Those cities are unlivable. not 'cause of Indians,
So you just said
not 'cause
I'm
of
being
Chinese.
silent.
I
I'll
think
tell you what
are.
I'm doing
I
since
think
you don't
you're
know
running
me.
cover for
Since you
black
don't
crime.
know me.
You're running cover for
So
black
since you
crime.
don't know me, Google my name,
I
Bruce
don't care.
Carter, black
I can-
on black crime.
I
Hold
can
on.
Google his
and
name. It doesn't matter.
I'm holding a meeting this Tuesday
Okay.
where I've called on the mayor, the city manager, Dallas County, and DISD.
Do something
'cause
real
you
and
have a
say,
problem.
get
And
that
it's
man
done
back in
nothing.
jail. If you're going to hold a
He
meeting.
doesn't need to be in jail. son.
Okay, so then put your kids over. Let's schedule a play date. Your father, let's schedule a play date. He's not a danger to the
So
community.
here's the problem.
Let's schedule a play date.
My name is Bruce Carter.
Let's schedule a play date.
So here's the
Carmelo
problem.
Anthony and little baby Bruce.
Why did they let
Carmelo
me go?
Anthony, little baby
You
Bruce.
should go.
No, you should
No,
go.
this is the problem.
You
Y'all
came here to
want-
try to
y'all
shut
want-
something
no,
down because
no.
he's calling
I
out black
came here-
people
I
for this
came-
shit they've been
I'll let you
doing.
finish.
That's the
I'll let you
reason why.
finish. I'll let you
He's
finish.
calling out black
I'll
people
let
in a
you
way
finish.
you don't like.
What I
But every
came to
word he
do-
said is true.
what I came
It's
to
a
do
fact.
was
That's
this.
all that matters.
Sleep
Every
over at
statistic
Karmelo
is
Anthony's
true.
house.
That's all that
Bring the
matters.
pop-
So what I came to do was to see if this man had the decency
Sleep
to
over at
respect the
Karmelo
flag.
Anthony's.
But you don't.
Sleep
That's
over at
the
Karmelo
whole
Anthony's.
mission.
It's not about Austin.
Bring your
It's
own
bigger
knife
than that.
sharpener.
It's a nationwide
Whether
problem.
use your
It's
kid,
a
use your
nationwide
family.
problem.
Don't use this
That
kid.
was just for here. It's everywhere. I talked about my friends and my family as well. If you want to talk about Austin, if you want a request that doesn't talk about Austin, that's cool. But you're trying to shut him down because they're calling out black people for what they're doing.
I came, I let him
You
speak
came
for
out and
2
tried to-
hours.
you tried to lead him, you tried to humiliate, you tried to
matter of
silence
fact,
him, bro. I
he
see you.
said that he wanted to interview me. I never approached him. He asked me.
Nah, bro,
I was
you
gonna
came
put
to
him to the
him.
side.
You came to him.
He
Yo,
said
you
it.
came. You're full of shit.
No, so I came for that reason.
Exactly.
My point is this, guys. At some point,
We share
do
the
your,
same
do your
goals.
mission.
Yeah,
do
we
your
share the same
mission.
goals.
All I'm telling you is what the man said. He asked you not
After
to
I'm
do
done
it.
addressing him, I'll address him.
That's it. No, I'm good. You already told the dad to go screw himself in your own words.
He didn't
and
say
the man
that.
told
I
you.
didn't say
The
that.
man told you.
I
to
said
hurt
his weakness is going to create the next Austin Metcalf. 100%. That's what he
Hey,
said.
God bless your
May
trip.
God bless
y'all
you.
be safe.
Amen. In
Do
the name
y'all
of
thing.
Jesus.
But at the end of the day, that's the father who made the request.
Why
It's okay.
Have a good one.
about Phoenix
Did you say you're a representative of the family? I just want to make sure
I
I
said
quote
that
correctly.
the father asked me to ask him to not do what he's doing. The father just asked him in person not to do what he's doing. He has a right to do what he wants to do, but at the end of the day, that's the father of the kid that you're representing.
And what was your name again?
Bruce
Just wanna
Carter.
Bruce Carter. Thank you very much.